Hey folks, it's James from the future again, here to tell you that my video and Kelly's video both drop out around the 18-minute mark of this episode. And we're still trying to figure out why. In fact, I just recorded a little blurb about this exact thing, and the video for that dropped out at the 25% mark too. So I don't know what's going on here, and we'll try to fix it as soon as we can.
It's a lovely shirt you got there, James.
Let's talk more about the weather where you are. Hey,
the weather
hello
where
there.
I am. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Thank you always for joining us. My name is Kelly Wright.
And I'm James Ernest, and we're here all week. Today, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, and
Port Sanilac, Michigan.
All right. And why are you there all week, Kelly?
Well, I am visiting my mom and my sister, and they have a cottage which they have both recently acquired together. So I am vacationing on the lovely shores of Lake Huron in Port Sanilac, Michigan, the first harbor of refuge on the Great Lakes. Thank you very much.
The first harbor of refuge, the Venice of the Great Lakes. Every place is the Venice of somewhere.
James,
Kelly,
what's
it's
going
time
on
for our
with
opening
you?
segment, Conversation Starters, brought to you this week by Expiration Charlie's. Tonight's Conversation Starter comes from a list of killer conversation starters that keep the conversation going from the old reliable internet. Are you ready?
I believe
Kelly,
I am. Thank you.
All the food here looks so good. I'm not sure what to get. What are you thinking, or what have you tried? All the food here.
All the
Oh,
food
well.
here. Is that a conversation starter?
It's a conversation maintainer, I think. It's like,
Okay.
all right, so you've said hello. Now, ask how the food is. I'm not
How
sure
the
what to
food-
get.
Oh, I don't know what to
What
get
have you?
either.
What interesting food items have you had this week?
Nothing interesting. Yesterday my mom made paella, which was lovely. Tonight we're having lamb ragu for dinner, which is also going to be delicious. I believe we're going to the restaurant here in town where you could all you can eat walleye, I believe is what it is. So that's what
All
we're
right.
gonna have.
And they're just swimming by outside, so you just reach out and point. I want that
They are.
walleye.
Perch and walleye. All you can eat perch and walleye. I haven't had perch in years. So it was, I think 13 years ago was the last time I had perch. So yeah, so that's what's going on. But the weather here is gorgeous. It's sunny. It's 80. The lake is blue, 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 blue. I don't know if you've ever seen the Great Lakes, James, but when they hear the word lake, they
They're
can usually-
great.
They are great. You can usually see the other side of lakes in most places. Here, this is like an ocean of fresh water. It's huge. It's huge. So yeah. So we're enjoying ourselves. The flight was uncompromised. We were able to get through security. Have you used the Clear program? Are you a member of Clear?
No, I have TSA pre-check, and that's
Okay.
That's
Well, I have TSA.
almost the same thing.
Almost. I have TSA pre-check and Clear, so all I have to do is basically go and scan my eyes, and I get put right to the front of the line and get through into my gate. Done and done. It's great. I love it.
We have an absurd amount of lag on this call.
Yes, we do. Just a little bit. So
Yes, we do. Wow, yeah. It's like 4 seconds.
it's going to be an interesting
Wow.
show. That's for sure.
I feel like
will
I'm on CNN.
Can I be Jim Acosta? Can I?
I guess so. I want to be Anderson Cooper. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I really
He's
do.
pretty fabulous. Yeah, he's pretty fabulous. James, what kind of week did you have? Your text earlier on intrigued me.
wow. I spent the entire week at a goddamn poker table, and it was a micro convention of old curmudgeonly poker players, all of whom have been at this for 30 years.
Wow.
And I felt, I'm not going to say a bit like a young kid in the room, but I've managed to find one place where I was the youngest person in the room and the worst poker player. I basically just put my money in the tournament every day and spent 5 hours kissing it goodbye.
So the players, I guess, were seasoned poker players. They knew a lot about the game.
In every conceivable definition of that word, yes.
And when did you know that you were out of your depths?
As soon as I sat down. But, this is a group of friends, and I was, looking for something interesting to do. They said, you got to come out to this event. I said, sure. And it was a 5-day hazing ritual, but I got to meet some new people and have a bit of fun. Get out of the house, I guess.
That's good. That's good, I guess.
Uh, yeah.
Do you have other tournaments coming up, or was this like you lost enough money that you're done?
No, that was the end of it. It ran all of last week. It was at the Westgate, Las Vegas, which used to be the Las Vegas Hilton. Which is interestingly the last place I went to a con a year and a half ago. I went to Dice Tower Con there in February of 2020. So it was a familiar environment with a whole bunch of different people, and it was the first time I'd sat at a live poker table since the pandemic began. Everyone was, I assume, I don't know, everyone was mostly vaccinated, and I was wearing masks. Some of us were wearing masks until Friday when the Las Vegas hammer came down and everyone was wearing masks. They reinstated the mask mandate last week because the Delta variant keeps getting worse. And so I think
Hmm.
for a lot of us, it was the first live poker in a year and a half, and it might be the last live poker for a while to come.
So, how did they deal with chips? Were they sanitizing them all the time? Cards? What were they dealing with?
Not at all.
For
No, it was just a
okay,
damn poker room. The only safety features were that everybody knew each other. I mean, that's like literally as good as it gets right now.
okay, wow. At any time, did you feel like icky, weird, uncomfortable?
Constantly, but not in the sense that I thought I was going to get the COVID. I just, everybody just we're kind of getting used to it, like living in the shadow of Vesuvius. We just
Yeah.
go about our daily lives now because that's kind of how it is.
Right. Yeah, it's nice to see family. I just spent time at my aunt and uncle's cottage for a few hours before we recorded. So it was nice to be around people again, and two cute little cousins who were running around there. Abby and Taylor, cute little girls, and we walked on the beach and just sat and laughed. But it felt different. It felt, I mean, odd, strange, I guess what it is, because it's been so long since you really just sat at a picnic table with, at least for me, just sat there and just talked with people. It's just odd. It's odd, but I like it. I like it. Um, I haven't been
Yeah,
following
we,
the
we
news
I
at
think we
all.
all imagined that there was we no we I think we all imagined that we were going to flip a switch and it was going to be back to normal, and I think instead it's like it's a slow process getting to something new and different, and sitting around with strangers is just going to be strange.
Weird. It's going to be weird. Yeah. And I know that, like you had said, the Delta variant is spiking, and so how far back are we going to roll back this time, if any? I have no idea. Don't know.
I think Seattle started a mask indoors again this week as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Michigan hasn't. Michigan is on the edge of that. There's talks of it that it's coming, but they haven't done it yet. So, but I do wear my mask when I go out in public here.
There's
So
talk.
there's talk.
There's talk of masking. It's the beginning of the second act of the COVID musical.
Oh no, no. Speaking of musicals, my aunt, who is in theater, she's a costume designer. She finally got to go back to work. And so she just told me she is working on costuming for all of the Hamilton productions. So not only the one in Broadway, but the touring ones as well. So they are making multiples of costumes so that they can get ready to start doing shows again. So she is happy to be back to work. So it was interesting to talk with her
Wow, that's
about that.
cool.
Yeah. And I mentioned she wanted to know how I knew you, and so I told her our story of working in video games. But I also said James an entertainer as well. He was a juggler, a street busker. He writes music. He designs games, and he's an interesting guy too. So she just wanted to know
I
about me
learned
because
all
she.
my friendliest attitude from working on the street.
Speaking of working on the street, how's your games coming along? I know it's not on the street, but how's your progress on your creations?
Well, while I was sitting for 6 hours a day in poker tournaments with old people who were better at poker than myself, I worked a lot on my games last week, and Not at all. I don't even know what games
Okay.
are anymore. Actually, I did meet some players of my games at this event, which was nice. We did get to sit down a little bit and play some games. A friend of mine a new friend of mine had brought a copy of the Big Cheese that he bought probably around 1999 for me to sign, and this was a little $3 game in a tiny Ziploc bag with like 36 cards and a rule book with microtype, and we're all just like holding it up to our faces trying to read the rules. But
Trying to read it.
that was entertainment, and we went to Benihana and we did karaoke. We did a lot of things that were not poker that were actually kind of fun and that I could win at. I definitely won at Benihana.
By what? How do you win at Benihana? How do you win?
I ate all of it.
Okay. Did they do the rice tower or the onion tower and the flaming and the knife throwing and the catch the stuff in the hat? Did they do all that for you?
Absolutely. Well, so they don't do any juggling right now because they're wearing rubber gloves, and so
Okay.
the knives would just fly everywhere. But the guy did build. And this is something that all of my table mates remarked on as well. They all go to Benihana way too often, but this guy built an onion stack so tall it went in and then out and then in again. It was like a trophy of onions,
Oh,
and everyone was like, "Wow, I've never seen an onion stack that tall before." I don't know
how
what to tell you.
exciting.
That's as good as it gets at Benihana. Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. Hey, isn't there a new restaurant that's opening by you?
I believe. Do you mean Expiration Charlie's?
I do. This lag is
Well,
terrible in this
we
show.
our lag
There's
is
such
so
a lag.
ridiculous that I'm not sure we can do this ad today, but we'll
Well,
see.
we can certainly try. At least on the audio portion, I think I can clean it up. I don't know about the video. The video is going to be a tough one.
I know, and I don't know. I can cut the video too. I guess I can cut a bunch of time out of it if I have to. So let's have a word
With our
from this
sponsor.
week's sponsor. This episode This episode of Here All Week is brought to you by Expiration Charlie's. Hell yeah, we got that.
Folks, I've had under the wire cuisine all over this great nation, and I can tell you there's no place better than Expiration Charlie's.
Charlie's gets their ingredients from rock bottom wholesalers of nearly expired foods. That's venerable but edible meats, vegetables, and dairy products from all over the world.
They bring it straight to your table within hours of sell by. They bring it straight to your table within hours of the sell by date and pass the savings on to you.
Charlie's world famous bottomless menu goes on literally forever, with hundreds of colorful pages and award winning photos of everything you can think of.
You want duck a la rage, tandoori chicken, deep dish Chicago style pizza? Hell yeah, we got that.
You want jalapeno poppers, kung pao chicken, steak bolognese? Hell yeah, we got that too.
You want a slice of chocolate cake cut in the shape of a human skull? Or a fish taco the size of a bassinet? Hell yeah, we got that.
Under the wire perfection is why Expiration Charlie's can bring you a variety of menu items so broad and so deep you might need another meal while you decide what to order.
And you know what? We got that too.
Plus, this week only, the first 1,000 guests who make up their minds will get a free shrimp cocktail, courtesy of Conrad Sebastian's Mojave Shrimp Farm.
That's right. Their pH dropped to 7.7, so they've got entire. That's right. Their pH dropped to 7.7, so they've got an entire growth cycle of market sized prawns, and those puppies need to hit the sauce today.
Do you want to try that again?
Yeah. That's right. Oh, God. That's right. Their pH dropped to 7.7, so they've got an entire growth cycle of market sized prawns, and those puppies need to hit the sauce today.
Expiration Charlie's is a classy joint filled with ambience and class.
Yeah, just ask any of our staff as you walk past. Walk in past. Walk past.
Walk in past. Yeah, whatever. Walk in past.
Okay.
Enter.
Yeah, just ask. Okay, enter. Enter's a good one. Yeah, just ask any of our staff as you walk in the actual kitchen, by the way, of the bake. Oh my God, James, I can't read. Whew.
It's all this
Yeah,
lake living.
it is. Yeah, just ask any of our staff as you walk in past the actual kitchen by way of the basement and the loading dock.
Visit us on Thursdays for apps and naps, and we'll bring you pasta and garlic bread until you fall asleep in your chair.
Are you in the mood for something a little different? Flip to page 440 of our bottomless menu for new cuisines from Ethiopia, Borneo, and Staten Island, New York.
Worried about serving sizes? Our Valley of Kings menu offers colossal family-sized meals that fit every budget.
Try a whole roasted pig, a 2-pound ballpark burger, and our personal favorite, Charlie's all-you-can-eat pan-fried crunchy mac and cheese.
Or treat yourself to something special from the executive menu of all the same items but made restaurant fresh for only a few dollars more.
Worth it every time.
Guests 9 years and younger can order from our bottomless children's menu starting on page 1122, featuring build your own pizza, 18 shapes of chicken nuggets, and 6 full pages of state fair style corn dogs.
Expiration Charlie's is still proudly in business despite dozens of contested rulings from the State Board of Health. So come and get it while you still can.
Find the nearest Expiration Charlie's at Luck Stop casinos throughout Clark County or visit our newest location at the Las Vegas Super Sleazeway.
Expiration Charlie's. Hell yeah, we got that.
And if you love steaks, there's nothing more appealing than a freezer-aged meat steak from Expiration Charlie's. Just be sure to sign our foodborne illness waiver unless you like them well done.
And of course they also do steaks.
I thought that was I thought that was an appropriate stretch on the we also do steaks.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I still I
Don't
have
you-
explained
I
to
want to
people.
spend the weekend at Expiration Charlie's.
Expiration Charlie's. Gee, you didn't base that menu on a cake of cheese factory type
Man.
restaurant, did you?
I think there's more than one bottomless menu restaurant that I have in mind, but yeah, one of them definitely has cheesecake.
That or the other one I think that does huge portions and big menus is I think it's called Claim Jumper. I've eaten at
Yeah, Claim Jumper is the
once.
giant.
Yeah. Yeah. I've eaten there once.
The Claim Jumper has a dish. I mean, all of them are gigantic, right? They bring you a corn muffin the size of your head, and they have a dish called an ore cart. That is a cart full of ore, right? And it's a half chicken. Oh no, covered in ribs. Yeah, that's right. It's a half a chicken covered in an entire half pig of ribs. And when my friend ordered it, I thought he said orc heart, like the heart of an orc, like the chicken is the beating heart, and the ribs are the the rest of the orc. Frankly, it's just been
Right.
slaughtered and brought to your table.
Yeah,
Well, Kelly,
I
I've got a set of trivia questions for you today.
Okay, let's do it.
After a week of being the youngest curmudgeon in the poker room, James Ernest is feeling younger than ever. To celebrate, here are 9 questions in the Do You Feel Old Yet category that will make everyone feel old again. Question 1. If you're old enough, you know that Disney once made a blockbuster movie based on a theme park attraction and not the other way around. The sequel-spawning thrill ride called Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, set sail from Port Royal in what year?
Ooh. 1798.
No. When was the movie made?
Oh, I thought you were asking like when was, never mind. The movie was made in 2021. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
The Pirates of the Caribbean, the movie, came out in 2003,
Oh,
which
that's
means that it's now
later than I
18
thought.
years old.
Okay.
The ride itself is 54. The other movies from the same year include Kill Bill Volume 1, Lord of the Rings Return of the King, Too Fast, Too Furious, and The Matrix Reloaded, the sequel to 1999's science fiction favorite, The Matrix. Question 2. Johannes Chrysostomus Wolfgangus Theophilus Amadeus Mozart composed his first symphony at the age of 8 and died of overdoing things at the tender age of 35. His father Leopold, on the other hand, died sooner, but at the ripe old age of what? I'll take a ballpark guess here.
44.
67. Ripe old age
Oh,
of 67. Johann George
that's
Leopold
old.
Mozart died in 1787. He was also a composer, less famous than his son, and was fond of naturalism in his work, having included such musical instruments as shotguns, pistols, bells, and whips. Question 3. The first perfect 10 in Olympic gymnastics was awarded to Nadia Comaneci for her outstanding performance on the uneven parallel bars during the Summer Olympics in what year?
1974.
76 was the Olympic year,
Oh,
but that's very close.
God.
She went on to record the perfect 10 6 more times and become the youngest all-around Olympic gold medalist ever. Question 4. Do you remember bicentennial commemorative quarters? Now it seems like every quarter has a different piece of art, but just for reference, are we currently closer to America's bicentennial or to her tricentennial?
We're closer to the tricentennial.
Trick question. No, it's a close one, but we're still closer to the bicentennial. It'll be another 55 years until 2076. It's only been 45 years, 5 presidents, and 500 Star Wars movies since 1976. And what the heck is a sesquicentennial anyway? It's just a thing for people who can't wait another 50 years. Question 5. Star Trek: The Next Generation debuted 19 years after the end of Star Trek: The Original Series, and it ran for more than twice as long as the original, but it has been even longer since the last episode of Next Gen. Sorry, has it been even longer since the last episode of Next Gen? How long has it been since Next Gen went off the air?
I honestly don't know. I don't know this answer.
It's been even longer. It's been
Longer.
27 years since All Good Things, the series finale of Star Trek: The Next Generation. And that year, actually 1994, now marks the midpoint of the series' lifespan. Question 6. Raiders of the Lost Ark, the first Indiana Jones movie, was released in 1981 and was set 3 years before the start of World War II in 1936. If the same rules were applied to a movie today, who would be president?
Roosevelt? Roosevelt. Who? Eisenhower.
No.
Who?
If we turn the clock back the same amount of time as Raiders of the Lost Ark, the year would be 1976 and the president would be Gerald Ford.
Oh, okay. Your questions had me confused. I'm like numbers in my head.
I know. The
what
wording
he's
of these
asking.
questions, it's not only confusing, but also difficult over the long time lag. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Question 7.
I can hear you.
Who was Dr. Kildare?
Dr. Kildare was a surgeon, and it was a television show.
Pretty good. Any idea when it ran?
Oh my God. Wasn't Ben Casey his friend? Was that Ben Casey? Any idea what year? That would be like 1966, 64?
66 is very good. Yeah. Oh, so the actual answer I have written here is never mind if you know you're old. And furthermore, Dr. Kildare is an NBC medical drama which ran from September 1961 until August 1966, starring an impossibly young Richard Chamberlain.
Yes. Okay. But who's Ben Casey? I don't know why. Who's Ben Casey?
I don't have that answer handy. Question 8. It takes only a small number of American presidents whose lifetimes overlap to reach back all the way to the founding of the nation. How many presidents are needed?
Well, I mean, all of them? All of them.
No. If you can take a small number of
Yeah,
presidents
a smaller number
who were alive
and-
at the same time
Yes.
and
yep.
overlap them and reach all the way
Right,
back to the
right.
start. How many? What?
Right.
Say a number. Say a small number.
15.
The answer is 4. 4. Do you feel old
Oh,
yet? There
wait.
are still several ways
I
to do
do.
this.
Okay.
Joe Biden was alive at the same time as Herbert Hoover, who was alive at the same time as Andrew Johnson, who was alive at the same time as John Adams. But you can do this many, many ways. Even if Kamala Harris should be sworn in, there is still a chain from Harris to Harry Truman to Ulysses S. Grant to John Adams. According to the Washington Post, the United States will be 4 presidents old for some time to come. And question 9,
Wow.
the greatest music of all time was recorded in what decade?
The greatest music of all. That's subjective.
Yes, it
the
is.
Greatest
And the
music
answer is, if you have
of
any
all time.
opinion at all on this subject, you are older than dirt.
Why?
Thanks for
What's the
playing Do You
answer?
Feel Old Yet with Kelly and James on Here All Week. There is no answer. Of course, there's no answer.
There is no
As you
answer.
say, the answer is subjective. The answer
It's
is
subjective.
subjectively the 1970s. Thank you very much.
You're okay. Soft pop rock, yacht rock, I guess is what it's called, isn't that yacht rock?
Yacht rock.
Anyway, I plan on being here for the rest of the week, just enjoying the sun, the lake, the family, the good food. What are you planning this coming week? What's going on with ya?
This coming week, so, when you bounce back and forth between 2 homes, you spend all of your time cleaning and grocery shopping. I am going to go out right after the recording of this podcast and try to get exactly enough food for 3 days. And then I'm going to fly back to Seattle on Friday. So it's an interesting challenge, but I have gotten 0 work done while on this trip. I have instead taken care of my place and then taken a week-long poker boondoggle.
Okay, great. I wish you safe travels on your flight home, and I wish you good shopping, that you can estimate the food so you don't have to throw anything out. But
I've
yeah,
already
this
got it
lag-
figured out. I need exactly 7 eggs.
Okay. Anyway,
Not that they're
folks,
going to
if you
sell
have
me
any
7
comments-
eggs. I'll have to make a
Not their-
quiche or something on the last day.
Yeah. Yep. So thanks. We apologize for some of the distance between our answers because this is a hell of a lag in the show. It's not that James and I are bored of each other. It's just we have to wait for the signal to get to us. So that's the problem. If you have questions, comments, you want us to talk about anything, please let us know. Like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for joining us. We love our Dirty Dozens. My name is Kelly Wright.
And I'm James Ernest, and we are here all week.